Good morning. Now, many apostates have left Watchtower, probably traumatized, and then, of course, understandably, they find it very hard to believe any of Watchtower's teachings. In fact, they reject the Bible completely. Very understandable. But I would like to keep our faith, if we can, and to do that this morning. This is a huge subject, but if we could just have a look at a little bit of prophecy to help rebuild our faith. And I'm going to look at Isaiah this morning. Now, Isaiah prophesied alongside these other prophets, that's Hosea, Amos, and Micah, in the reign of Hezekiah and other kings. And this was roughly between 780 to 730 BC. Now, in Isaiah chapter 10, and I'll put the references in the comments, Isaiah prophesied that the northern kingdom of Israel, Samaria, would be destroyed by the Assyrians, and that happened in roughly 740 BC. But he made a strange prediction regarding Jerusalem, and it's in Isaiah 39. And what had happened was Hezekiah the king had had a visit from various officials from Babylon, and Hezekiah had shown them everything, all the riches, the temple, and so on. So Isaiah comes to him and says this: "The days are coming when everything in your palace, everything that your ancestors have amassed until now, will be carried off to Babylon. Not a thing will be left. Sons sprung from you, sons begotten by you, will be chosen to be eunuchs or court officials in the palace of the king of Babylon." Now, that was an odd prediction to make, because Assyria at the time was in the ascendancy, and it didn't look as if Babylon would ever be able to overthrow Jerusalem, but they did. Round about 630, the Babylonians overcame Assyria, and that left them free then to, in the forthcoming years, to overcome Jerusalem, which they did. And the temple was destroyed. All the temple implements were taken to Babylon. And the princes, that's descendants of Hezekiah, and possibly Daniel would have been one of these, were taken off to serve the king of Babylon. Now, that was quite a prediction to make. But further than that, it was prophesied in Isaiah 44 that Jerusalem would be rebuilt. Now, this was an odd prophecy as well, because at the time Jerusalem hadn't been destroyed. The temple was still intact, so was Jerusalem. So Isaiah was prophesying it would be destroyed and then rebuilt. And in Isaiah 44, it talks about the one who would release the Jews from Babylon would be Cyrus the Persian, and that is exactly what happened. The Jews came home to rebuild Jerusalem in 537. So Isaiah's prophecies encompass about 200 years, and everything came true against what would normally happen. Now, there was another prophecy by Hosea, and it's in Hosea 1:11, and he talks about the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom becoming one, and that's also in Ezekiel. And that did happen. After Israel was desolated in roughly 600, they were taken to Babylon, and they no longer became two kingdoms. They were sent back to Jerusalem by Cyrus as one kingdom. Now, all of this was necessary to happen so that the Jews would be ready for when Jesus came. God had made a promise that Abraham's descendants would see the Messiah. The Messiah would be the one to bring comfort to them first. So when Jesus arrived, the Jews were in a position where the temple had been rebuilt, as prophesied. The Jews were united and ready, serving God. The law of Moses was enacted in the temple. Jesus came to fulfill it and to sacrifice his life firstly on behalf of Abraham's descendants, privileged people, and then for us. These prophecies are very faith strengthening, so I hope that it's helped you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping to leave you with some butterflies, but we'll see. Thanks for watching.